Boom. We start this one soon. Hello everyone, welcome. I'm Jay Pestridge, and today we're talking Star Citizen. In fact, we're going all the way. We're going to the Pyro system and the other systems that are connected to Stanton as well. And we'll be having a look at all the planets and the moons and the features of each system. In fact, we'll be covering every system in this little series called like, what was it? Let's explore. I forgot the name of it. Explore the verse. That's it. Explore the verse. And along the way, we'll check out new developments that were sort of released for the roadmap. And because this is the first one, you know, we're about to move into a live build of 3.10. We're in 3.9 at the moment. So, like, people who are already using that 3.10 build, you know, you guys know what's there. In fact, people who don't have access to the PTU know what's in 3.10 because they've seen streamers in 3.10 and they've seen all, you know, loads of features. So we're not going to talk about 3.10. Man, that's old news. All right, 3.10 is yesterday's news. We're moving on to the future. So for the third quarter of 2020, we've got 3.11 and we've also got 3.12 in the fourth quarter. So let's have a quick nosedive first into what those features are before we head in to the system. So 3.11 scheduled for Q3. So Q3, so in case nobody knows what the hell's a Q number. So it's a quarter of the year. So the year's split up into 4 equal sections of 3 months each. So Q4 would be December, November, October. Q3 would be Q3 would be August, July, and June. So Q3, man, this is like supposed to be coming out like by the end of August, basically. And you know, we're like the 25th of July, so this is like a month away for release. So there's going to be another update pretty soon, according to their roadmap. Man, that's going to be a quick one. Like I just started playing Star Citizen just over a month ago. I started in June the 12th. Oh no, June the 14th it was. And so the 3.10 was my first launch into a new build of the game, or of the verse rather. Can't call it a game. It's not a game yet, guys. It's not fully finished, so it's the verse. So let's have a look here. Locations. We've got one entry that's in one entry in development. Sorry, which is Space Station Cargo Deck, implementing cargo decks into rest stops. So if you're a cargo hauler, I guess you've got a specific place to park your vehicle and possibly load up your vehicles. I heard them mention about you self-loading your own stuff. But yeah, cargo deck in the next version. So that's like, you know, a month away. That's pretty cool. AI, there's 2 entries here. One is the hazard awareness for ships and avoidance systems, adding the ability for AI to identify hazardous areas and react accordingly. So a bit more intelligent AI, basically. That's pretty cool. First person shoot combat improvements and polishing. So again, that's, I guess, a tie-in with the first one, really. More improvements to the AI. Final touches to the combat AI. Although this one's probably more specific to you, like the player. So combat improvements, basically. There's 6 entries for the gameplay, 4 that are in development. Improved throwing, improving and unifying a throw. So instead of it just dropping to the floor, I guess you can now throw it to somebody, which will be pretty cool if you need to chuck a gun whilst you're in combat and your mate's going down and he's out of ammo, and you can just chuck him a gun and then he catches it and takes out the enemy. Like a pretty cool, you know, scene in a film. What else we got? Elevator panel updates. This one is one that I've been keeping my eye on. Ultra-Aryan elevator panel update. So basically, you know, I think what this means is that the Lorville and New Babbage elevators will all have the same kind of mechanic interface as New Babbage does. You know, so it no longer will be hover above this and then a lot of options appear. They will already be there integrated into, you know, a panel just like New Babbage's. Object push and pull, allow players to push and pull objects, which that'd be pretty cool as well. I can imagine, I can see a lot of people using this to steal a lot of stuff, you know, but pushing stuff, you know, I mean, to be honest, I can see a lot of YouTubers using this for like memes, like fun things, like pushing somebody off the edge of a cliff maybe, or pushing objects, you know, down something. I don't know, I could just see this being used for fun initially. Missile operator mode, giving players the ability to select and fire specific missiles. So, I mean, to be honest, I don't do a lot of combat, so I have no idea about firing missiles now. So, is it not the ability not to fire, like, my left side to my right side? Is that not a thing? You can only fire with all or none, or I don't know. I don't do a lot of combat, so I'm not really into what the combat can do presently. Death animation improvements, combining animation with physical ragdoll simulation. So, you know, when you decide to yourself, and well, you just usually melt to the floor, don't you? So I guess there's going to be some sort of dramatic, you know, death animation associated with it or something. I don't know. What else we got? The law system. Surrender. Ability for criminals and ships to surrender to security rather than be killed. So it's like, put your hands up in the air, you know, get on the floor, mother stickers, and all that. You know, it's that's a little bit better, because I mean, I remember one time I went to Lorville, and just like a lot of police said freeze and mumbled something else that I didn't really understand. I didn't know they were talking to me, so I was carrying on walking. They shot me dead, and I woke up in prison, and I'm like, what happened there? Like, I didn't even know that I was being like arrested. I just thought, why are they nuking me? But I guess ability for criminals and ships to surrender to security rather than be killed. I mean, that's I do like the little things that they implement that just make it that little bit more realistic, you know. I love all that stuff. So that's the gameplay side of it. Ships and vehicles, 4 entries that are in development. The Origin 100i. You know, I don't think I've ever bought an Origin ship. Implementing the Origin 100i series into the game. I don't know what that's capable of, to be honest. Origin 125A, implementing the Origin 125A series into the game. The 135C, implementing that into the game. And the Mercury Star Runner. Somebody mentioned this to me, implementing the Mercury Star Runner, that if you wanted a big ship to ferry people around on, the Mercury Star Runner, I think they said. Pretty sure it was a Mercury Star Runner. It looks like they've got a few things to sort out though before that comes in. I'm guessing like a lot of these are a tie-in to the Squadron 42 as well. I don't know. Weapons and items, 2 entries. Grey Cat FPS multi-tool cutting attachment, expanding the existing multi-tool functionality to allow for free-form cutting. And the Bering GP33 grenade launcher, creation and implementation of the new FPS weapon. Okay. Let's make sure that music ain't too loud. Yeah, it seems to be fine. What else we got? So that's 3.11 basically. So that's supposed to be coming like within the next month. So by the end of August, this stuff should be implemented in, or we should have a patch for 3.11, unless this all gets pushed back, you know, to 3.12 and then on beyond, which will be 4.0, which I heard a rumor that we were not getting the Pyro system until 4.0 in March of next year. I don't know. We'll have to wait and find out on that one. But we're going to be jumping into the Pyro system in a moment. All right. Sneak preview. First time I've ever looked at the Pyro system. I wasn't around when they did that initial jump into and you could see the wormhole, and I wasn't around then. But we might dig up that footage and show that footage as well. Right, 3.12. Here we are, Q4. So this is September, October, November time. Sorry. This is October, November, December. Sorry. So 3/11. Sorry, goes up to end of September. Sorry, not end of August. My bad. Q4 is October, November, December. So this is the latter part of the year. To be honest, there's not many entries when you look at like what 3/10 and 3/11 is. There's like less entries. I guess that'll get added to, perhaps. I don't know. Characters, 1 entry in development. The mystery armor. Ooh, a new armor we hope will be a pleasant surprise for players in 3.12. Ooh, mystery armor, man. I have no idea what I don't know. Locations. I like locations. Refinery deck, space station. Implementing refineries into rest stops. So you've dug up a load of minerals, metals, whatever, and then you can just go to a space station, refine it a little bit more before you sell it. Okay, that's cool. I wish they implemented, right, the fact that you sell your mining stuff at the outposts rather than having to travel to, say, Port Olisar or wherever to then sell your materials to that place. For me, it sounds more realistic, where you dig up all your materials on the moon that you're on, and then you head to that outpost, that mining outpost that's on that planet, on that moon, and you sell it there. And you actually get your money from there, because then it makes more sense for the cargo haulers to go to the outpost to pick up all that gear, the materials, and then deliver them out into the various space stations. But at the moment when you mine, you have to go all the way to Port Olisar or wherever to sell your stuff. I hope they change it in the future. I think that'd be a little bit cooler if you just could sell it at the outposts. If that's what that is or not, I don't know. Gameplay, 2 entries, 1 completed and 1 in development. The completed one is the one that they're polishing here, I guess. First implementation of weapon zeroing. So, well, no. Again, I don't do a lot of combat, so I'm not too sure. Station-based refining. So, I guess this is talking about refining at terminal station-based kiosks that allow players to refine raw mixed materials into pure elements. So yeah, that's kind of moving away from what I just said about refining it at the outpost, or sorry, doing all that at the outpost. That doesn't sound like they're actually going to implement that by this statement here, or this would be a completely waste of time if they do change it in the future. Weapons and items. Last entry is the multi-tool tractor beam. First implementation of the multi-tool tractor beam. So, I mean, that's for mining, isn't it? Isn't there already a tractor beam? We've already got like an extraction thing, and that's like a tractor beam when you suck out all the materials. Pussycat's playing around my feet. So I guess, I don't know, is there going to be new animations that go along with that, or a different way specific to the grey cat? I guess, I don't know. Multi-tool tractor beam. Okay, well there we go. That is 3.12 Q4. Let's dive into Pyro. Man, who wants to go to Pyro? Hey Loxley, how's it going, mate? I haven't spoken to you, mate. This game is mental. This game is nuts. It's the universe simulated. It's so fun, and addictive, and it's not even finished. This is the, I love it, right? Right, so for anybody who doesn't know what the hell's going on, so Star Citizen, giant MMO, right? But it's got a game attached to it, Squadron 42 here. And even Squadron 42 ain't out yet, right? Who knows when that comes out? But the systems, like the verse, the Star Citizen version of it is huge. At the moment, there's only one system in it, which is the Stanton system. But this is their plan to have all these systems implemented in. And there's a little bit of like, when do we get the next system? Some people think it's this year. I believe it might be next year, early next year. But who knows? Who knows? Yeah, Clive, how's it going, mate? So today we're, this is the system that we're going to do, and today we're going to go look at the Pyro system, which is the next system that we should be getting in the next like 4 months or so, or sorry, not next 4 months, but within the next 6 months. Sorry, that we should be getting in the verse, in the Star Citizen verse that we all go into and use. And there's also 2 other systems that are attached to the Stanton system as well, using wormhole and jump points. And for anybody who doesn't know what that is, here is a quick demonstration of jumping from the Stanton system to the Pyro system. Here is what they have been working on when they showcased this at one of the Citizen Cons that they hold.
Open up with these unique points of interest.
That's the jump point, or the Stargate, or the wormhole, whichever way you want to play it.
It's here.
I've been alright, Loxley, I have. So every system will have either one or more of these jump points that the player can navigate to and traverse to another system. Only certain ships probably will have the capability of being able to traverse this distance. Like, I don't think every single ship will have the ability. There we go, through the wormhole. And basically what this really means as well is like Stanton's system is sitting on one or more servers, and so Pyro will be the same. It'll be sitting on one or more servers within the within our world here. So what this means is that you're server hopping from Stanton to Pyro. Do you know what I mean?
Stanton's just going away in the background and Pyro's coming in here.
Just like in the future when they have this server meshing, and like you go into an area, a certain planet, it will be its own server, and you'll be hopping from one server to another within there.
Idea where the center line current is. You have to anticipate to keep on the course, because if you don't, you go off and you go into the boundaries of the wormhole, you could end up just being spat out in just space in the middle of nowhere. Or severely damaged. So
it sounds like you have to like navigate your way through, as well as sort of ride this current, like a turtle riding the sea currents. Like she's having a bit of difficulty with it. Or fun.
Around, Glenn.
There we go.
Okay, you go off and you go into the boundaries of the wormhole. You could end up just being spat out in just space.
And there you go, and it's sort of like you're blown off into the next system, which in that case is Pyro. So this is the system that we have at the moment, which is the Stanton system. And it's got its planets and its moons, and you know, in the Star Citizen game right now we can go to any place here and check it out. There's also asteroid belts, there's loads of things really, and this is the jump point for Pyro, but there are actually two other jump points. One for Terra, which I'll write that down. We'll also be checking out that today. And the other one is somewhere else. Here it is, Magnus. So when, like, I guess eventually they make these these things available to us, then the jump points will appear in the verse, and you can just hop from system to system within it. So you're right, Don, mate. Is 3.12 released? No, 3.10 hasn't even been released yet. It's still in its testing phase with the people who are subscribers and stuff like that. It hasn't gone live yet to the general verse, which that will happen in the next couple of weeks, 3.10. And then 3.11 is on the Q3 schedule, which is by the end of September. And then 3.12 is by the end of this year. So we'll have 3.12 by the end of this year. So let's jump into the into the Pyro system. So you know what? I mean, maybe we should have a look around here first. No, we'll do that as a separate. This is all about the Pyro initially, and the other ones that are attached. So here we go. So this is the wormhole. So in the verse, when you get up to it, just like in that video I showed, you will navigate through like that Stargate, and the wormhole will throw you out. Right, the Pyro system. Wow, man, what a ride! So here we are in the Pyro system now, and the Pyro system also has a jump point to Terra, which we'll go to next. It's also got one to Castra, which we will check out in a future one. There's also one to Hadrian, and of course the Stanton one, and to Nyx. Man, it's got a lot of jump points. This has also, man, this is filled with jump points. Right, what else have we got? So going into the center, into the sun. So jump point there, and the first planet next to the Pyro star is Pyro 1, inventive, and there's an asteroid field cluster here. But let's check out the this planet here. It's not habitable. Can't live on it. It's probably like 200 degrees on the surface down there, perhaps even more. This is a dwarf planet, charred black from the constant violent solar flares of the system star. It's an unclaimed place, so no entity owns this, probably because no one can live on it. No, you know what I mean? If you can't live on it, what's the point in having it? And yeah, Pyro 1. I mean, pretty sure Pyro 1 isn't going to be the name when we're able to access the system. It will probably most likely have a name. I mean, it would be a bit lazy to just call it Pyro 1, unless because it's unclaimed, unless because no one owns it, and so maybe like somebody to do with Star Citizen will be able to name it or something. You know, they'll do like a competition for it or something. I don't know. But that's the first planet there, the Pyro system. So, oh, hello, we came out, dudes. There we go. Strange. Akiro cluster astrofield. Is there a oh gosh, it's got its own little information here. Look at this. Routing. What's routing? Is that how they set as departure, set as destination? Whatever. Information. A charred cluster of blackened asteroids, while most worthless. Some rare materials can be found here. So this will be a hot mining spot, I imagine, for people. A nice little mining job to do Pyro and grab a few rarities and come back to Stanton and sell them for billions. Most likely. How do I get back without zooming all the way? There we go. So the second planet, Pyro 2. Man, they're nailing these names. Looks like pretty much a similar planet, to be fair. Again, it's unclaimed. It's not habitable. It's rocky. A coreless planet. A coreless planet that once held significant mineral deposits, a metal rush quickly picked the planet clean and left it an empty husk. My life. I mean, do you know what? These unclaimed planets, these planets that are just like got nothing on, do you think these will become hotspots for pirates and people who don't want to be found? Like, do you think they'll be more famous for, you know, unsavory characters, or even perhaps, I don't know, well, not mining possibilities, because otherwise surely somebody would have claimed it. But so we've got 1, 2, 3. How many planets are in the Pyro system, man? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5? Is that it? 6. There's 6 planets in the Pyro system. Okay. 6 planets, right? I mean, that's twice as much as the ones we got now in Stanton. Well, I mean, yeah, right. Another unclaimed. Look at Pyro's all unclaimed and not habitable. You know, this seems a bit like people are going to explore a bunch of nothing, unless they're going to change all this information. Scientists speculate that this terrestrial planet survived a collision with pieces of the planet-sized body that knocked Pyro four that is out of its orbit. Okay. So basically, at some point in history, big massive explosion. A lava planet this is. This is a... I mean, I can't imagine many people setting their craft down on the surface of that. Man, these 3 planets, like, pretty much all the same, bunch of nothing. I mean, I do hope that changes, because I'm getting less excited for Pyro now. I wanted some cool locations to have a look at. Hopefully, but maybe because they're close to the sun, maybe because they're close to that Pyro star, that they're all like that. So maybe these 2 down here are a little bit different. I mean, these planets seem to be really close to each other. If I can traverse the... Oh, it's like being in the verse now. In the star map. There we go. Man, there's a lot of things happening there. Look at that. 2 planets. Just a lot of moons. Man. Alright, let's go to 4 first. So this is number 4. Again, unclaimed and not habitable. Nobody wants the Pyro system. Nobody wants it. A rocky protoplanet that has been mined clean. Knocked out of orbit by a celestial body of equal mass, it is slowly being pulled into Pyro 5, mate. In the future, maybe that's something danger to happen to that planet. Boom. Who knows? Although, I mean, that would take millions of years, surely. Not like we're gonna see it. And there's some moons here as well. So the first time we've got moons in the Pyro system here now. This one is it clickable? Yep. Adair. Hey, Al Bambino, how's it going, mate? Cheese. You always say that. Cheese and wine as usual. I'll have to get some cheese and wine for next time you show up, mate. So this is a planetary moon. The crater-ridden surface of Adair is broken by a 700-kilometer-long streak of slick, shiny obsidian in its southern hemisphere. Okay, that sounds like a little bit of a hot spot to go view a few cool things. You know, the first thing in the Pyro system that looks cool to look at. Where's he gone? There we go. A little bit tricky, man, to navigate. How about some work on the star map? Man, just lock it. Oh, we come out of it again. Can't get around this, man. Could do with let's see here. here it was. Right. Vur. Another moon. Vur is rich in carbon and little else. Darth Vader's home, isn't it? Vur. Welcome to Vur. Not much here. Carbon. Dead matter, basically. Right, so the other moon we've got is this one. Oh, no. They don't want to show us. Try that again. And this one's Ignis. One of the moons that floats around 5. This innermost moon of Pyro 5 is covered in deep canyons. Oh, I love deep canyons. And dried riverbeds. I bet that looks cool. That's the first place I'm going to look at when we go to Pyro. No other signs of water remain on this desolate surface. Man, it sounds like Mars. Ignis, deep canyons. How deep does those canyons go? You know what I mean? Right, there's a lot of moons that circle around number 5, isn't there? So that's this is Pyro 5. It's a massive yellow and green. It's a gas giant, and it's slowly pulling Pyro 4 into its orbit, and soon it's going to assimilate with it. Boom! But the Pyro's got a gas giant as well, which by the time Pyro comes out, we will have gas. The Crusader gas giant surely in the Stanton system will be ready, and also the gaseous places of nebulae and stuff like that will be in Stanton, and so this will be like ready to go from the moment we get into Pyro, I'm sure. It would be a crying shame for it not to be that way, but and then there's 3 more here to have a look at. Vatra. Where do they get these names from? Hey, you're a Luxley. Where do they get these names from? Vatra, a thick, high-pressure nitrogen methane atmosphere of this moon hides lakes of hydrocarbons. Man, this sounds like a mining hotspot to me. High-pressure nitrogen methane atmosphere of this moon. So getting into it's going to be tricky. You're going to be like taking forever. And it hides lakes of hydrocarbons. You know, one thing I've always thought is, you know, oh, look at him, he's eating mac and cheese. I've always thought, are we going to be able to go underwater in spaceships, like in underwater submersibles? Are we going to get to mine, explore? Is there going to be almost like an underwater community as much as there is a interplanetary one? That would be pretty cool. You know, and plus also it would open up for, you know, planets that are pure water and just being able to explore them as well. That would be pretty cool. I do hope so. Oh, where's the man, getting to these planets is a bit tricky and never. Oh, come on. There we go. Right, click on that. It's moving. Got to. No, this way. Where you going? Where you going? There we go. Ooh, Fugo. Where you go, Fugo. All right. Fugo, a satellite planetary moon. High amounts of iron sulfide in Fugo's soil turn it a livid shade of yellow-black. Do you know what? I'm not getting excited for Pyro anymore. Like, it just seems like a load of nothing. To be fair, like, I thought there'd be like different types of terrains, and you know, it just seems to be, unless they're gonna update this. Faro, frequent earthquakes, rock faro, that'd be pretty cool, causing spectacular waves in its lava oceans. Ooh, lava oceans. Man, that sounds pretty cool. So far, 2 locations, 2 moons have got me excited to go visit Pyro. Man, I ain't gonna rush to go see Pyro. It's like, and the final planet, Pyro 6. Come on, man, give me something. Give us something worthwhile. It's unclaimed again. It's not habitable. Shock horror. This Pyro planet suffers little damage from Pyro's distant star. Man, they need some more. They need more work on Pyro, I feel. They need to get some more action going on, or some more explorable things, because Pyro for me ain't rocking it. Like, everyone's gonna rush to it when it opens up. I think I'll just hang back and, you know, just hang back a little bit. So that's Pyro, guys. That's the 6 planets of Pyro and all their moons, which, to be fair, there's only one planet that has got moons going around it. The rest don't actually have moons at all. That was a bit freaky deaky as well, because all the planets in the Stanton system have moons, so it's a little bit, yeah. In fact, do you know what? Let's just go to the Stanton system and have a quick, like, actually no, I'll do that in a separate, because you guys already know what it's like. I'll do that in a separate. We'll have a jump around Stanton in the separate one. So right, the next one is Terra. Terra. So you can also get back to Stanton through Terra. So, and you can also go on to Magnus, which we will be going on to next. That'll be our final destination. There's an asteroid belt. There's a asteroid cluster field here. There's one planet. There's 2 planets. Three planets. This one looks pretty interesting here. But it's got 1, 2, 3 planets on it, and was that a planet? Yeah, no, that's the planet. Yeah, 3 planets. So yeah. Oh no, 4. There's one up here hiding. Gen. Right, well, let's start from the inner and work our way out. So there's the star, the Nova Star, man. And it looks pretty different to, I mean, I quite like the look of this beastie boy. Look at that. Get your sunglasses on, man. So the first planet, Aero, most likely not much to it, because it's the closest one to the sun here, the star. So Aero with 2 moons attached. I can imagine this ain't gonna have much on, but it's owned by the UEE, but it ain't habitable. So they must own it for a reason. Aero is a mesoplanet with rich mineral deposits. Cha-ching, it's the Cha-ching planet, but too harsh a climate to actually make it easy accessible. So this planet, if you're gonna be mining this, man, you're gonna have to be prepared for a rough ride. But plenty of money, you know? Yeah. And the 2 moons attached, one is Petram. Petram is a small captured carbonaceous asteroid that orbits Aero. I can't imagine this is going to be like much. This is, you know, very hot, like 100 degrees on the surface or something, you know, something silly like that. And the other one is Petrus. Petrus before? A lumpy, irregular shaped moon with an inclined orbit. So I bet this is the actual closest body to the star system, man. I bet this is just super hot. Take factor 5 million with you when you're going onto those planets and moons right there. Right, onto Pike with its moon, which is almost the size of its own planet. Oh my gosh. Underwater world, yeah, man. Definitely, Don. Definitely, man. That's what we want. So this is owned by the UEE, and it's habitable, so people can live on it. It's a terrestrial rocky planet. I like rocky. I like that. This is now stirring my juices. The lack of an atmosphere, oh dear, that's a dodgy landing, hasn't stopped industrial magnates from descending on the vast mineral resources of this terrestrial planet. Thousands of mining operations are in near constant operation to help fulfill resource requirements for the system. That is the Cha-ching planet. That is the money, you know, seeking Pike planet. Pike, man. Is that little, like, a little nod there, Pike? You want to see aliens? Yeah, man. I want to see all. Give it me all of it. You know. I mean, this is where everyone's going to go rush to as soon as this place opens. This place opens like it's a nightclub. Come on down. Welcome. Welcome to Terra. You get a stamp at the jump point on your wrist. Tidally locked, this far side of the moon features heavily scarring from frequent impacts. So if you go there, expect some sort of display of asteroid hitting it constantly. Man, that might be the photographer's, you know, dream there, to go visit that, get some cool screenshots. That's, you know, that's the one thing I'm looking forward to the most. Like, not doing cargo hauls or multiplayer or anything like that, but just going around taking pictures, man. Like, that's what really gets me going. But we got a Henge cluster asteroid field here. Rich in material, majority of this cluster has been claimed by various major... I mean, I'm guessing that a lot of asteroid belts here are going to be rich in materials. Pretty much a given, I guess. I don't know, is it worth even looking into them? Ooh, this one's got a space station attached to it. Now, this planet, out of all the ones we've looked at so far, looks the coolest. It's got one moon and 2 space stations orbiting it. Man, this planet here, what is it? Terra 3, is it called? Terra 3, man. This one looks to be the most interesting, I think. Upon discovery, this naturally occurring oxygen-based planet seems like an untouched Earth, and so they named it Terra as a reflection for the birthplace of humanity. Over the centuries, Terra has grown into one of the jewels of the Empire, becoming a political and cultural force. Home to the transitionalist political movement who believe that Terra better represents the future of the UAE than the current capital, Earth. Man, so it's like Earth is the capital of the UAE, like London is the capital of the UK, or of England, sorry. Man, that's pretty cool. Landing zones, look, it's got, oh hello, it's got a landing zone here. Prime, the landing zone Prime. Generally cited as the pinnacle of human environmental design, the capital city of Prime is designed to seamlessly integrate with its environment, a true mecca of fashion and art. Prime also serves as a crossroads of civilizations, even drawing upon architectural design aesthetics from the Exxon. Don't know what that means, but it sounds pretty cool to me. I mean, yeah, Super Earth, look at that. I mean, this is, as soon as this place opens, I think this will be the second place I rush to after go to check out the falling asteroid moon. I mean, this looks pretty cool. And it's got its moon attached here, which looks like a little mini Earth, to be honest. Ida, the planetary moon. Through Ida is similar in mass to Sol 3A, its close orbit around Terra causes more extreme tides than are found on Earth. Ooh. Tell ya, Terra sounds more interesting than Pyro, man. Can we not open that up first? Can we not get tickets to that one first? Here we go. This one is the first space station here. Not much information. There we go. And I imagine it'll be the same with this one, innit? There could be no information. Just or just take me out of Terra altogether. Man, what's going on? Oh, it's glitched, man. It's glitched. Houston, we have a problem. Refresh the page, I think. Broke. It's 30k. The arc is just 30k'd on me. Here we go. There we are. Okay. We were at Terra. That's that. We've seen Pike. We've seen Arrow. There's one more in there. Jen. That's it. Jen. Let's go check out Jen. Now that looks like a second Earth, doesn't it? And it's got its own... Where's the moon? I thought there was a moon attached to it. I guess not. It's got a space station hovering around it. It's another super Earth. Known locally as Gen, this terraformed super Earth is situated on the further edge of the green band and is often overlooked when compared to Terra. Technically, Terra 4 is a major political and military hub responsible for overseeing diplomatic missions and military deployments for this and surrounding systems. Man, this sounds like Naboo from Star Wars. This sounds like these two planets in the Terra have gotten me more excited than the whole of Pyro put together. I can't wait to go see these super Earths. You know, that just looks awesome. Do you know what? We're gonna have a look around Stanton at the end. You know, so that's the. I mean, there's no other planets to visit, is there? We've seen them. Yep, we've seen them all. So there is an asteroid belt as well that circles the whole system, and like a little cluster in here. So let's go find Magnus now. There should be a jump point for Magnus. There it is. Are you ready, guys, to go into the Magnus verse? Here we go. So Magnus, which had 3 jump points attached to it. One is Stanton, which we will go back to, and it's got 3 planets attached to it. Ooh, it's only got 3 planets. So there's the star, which, look at that, that does look different again. So each star is unique. Like they're actually visually making it unique, which means that's going to affect the lighting of each system. You know, every system you go to is going to have like a different lighting shader, I feel, to it. If the star is different, then that surely is going to affect all the light on every single moon and planet. Man, Magnus 1. I wish they'd give these a bit more better names than just 1, 2, and 3. They should hold a monthly competition where the winner gets to name a single planet or a single moon within, you know, and it can be a lead up to a major event of some kind. So this is owned by the UEE. It's greeny, almost pinky. So I'm guessing that's land, but it's not habitable. So small rocky planet with no atmosphere. Some astrologists speculate that Magnus 1 was formerly a hot Jupiter that migrated to this orbit before having its atmosphere stripped away by the star. I mean, it's closest to the star, so that's going to be the hottest planet in the Magnus system. So it's all right. Planet type. I don't know what that says. Yeah, that's okay. The next planet away is Borea planet, which looks like a little mini Earth almost. Terrestrial rocky. It's habitable. It's owned by the UEE. The former home to the UEE's shipbuilding facilities until they moved to Killian. Borea suffered an economic depression for decades. Things have recently begun to improve with ship manufacturer Drake Interplanetary's decision to be headquartered on the planet. So this is what, like the original home of the shipbuilding. This might have just like loads of derelict ships lying around like some sort of graveyard. I'm beginning to think that this might be a really interesting planet to visit. I mean, it looks pretty cool. Just the sort of what you can see the features of. But the fact that this used to be the original home of shipbuilding companies, Drake Interplanetary. Man, I think that's it. Come to Magnus, come to Borea, you know? That's what I want to go to. And it's habitable, so That's going to be the hotspot. And finally, Magnus 3, all the way out. That is far. I mean, that is a distance to travel. Man, to do a box delivery on that planet. Man, it's going to take a bit of fuel, innit? Oh, what's going on now? Oh, Houston, we have a problem. It's broke again. Dudes, come on. Can we not? There we go. Right, it's a Super Jupiter, not habitable, and the UE own it. Classified as a Super Jupiter, Magnus 3 is a large multicolored gas giant situated on the outskirts of the system. Multicolored gas giant. You know what? I'm really intrigued and really interested in how gas giants will look when they are actually in the verse. Like, at the moment, we got a JPEG sitting out in the middle of nowhere in the Stanton system, but like, I want to see like how they deal with a gas giant, because I've seen how they deal with the clouds on the planets. You know, they look pretty cool. The way, you know, your ship in 310, when it goes low to the ground and it throws up a lot of dust, that looks pretty cool. So when they finally get around their cloud tech, you know, for gaseous planets and gaseous locations in the verse, like, I'm really interested to see what it looks like. I haven't really scoured through all of the subscribers area of wallpapers and videos and all the archival information there to see if there's pictures and stuff of the gas giants, but I have seen a video where they talk about the gas technology that they've got to create for the verse, and they're like, there's nebulas and that, and I think it was, in fact, it was in the recent video, sorry, and honestly, it just looked cool. It just looked cool, and it really made me super intrigued to want to see what a gas giant would look like. So, a multicolored gas giant, man, that's just like Sparkle Town. That's just like, can't wait to go visit that one. Magnus. So, just to get into perspective now, we're going to go to Stanton, because Stanton is available. You can go and play Stanton right now in the verse. And this is what it is. It's got 3 planets attached to it. 4 planets attached to it, sorry. Microtech, Hurston, R-Corp, and Crusader. Crusader is a gas giant, which unfortunately is not available to traverse around, but the moon's Port Olisar space station around it, you can. But this one, let's start here actually with this one. It's habitable. In fact, there is a landing place on here, which is basically Cloud City from Star Wars, you know. A low-mass gas giant that features a breathable atmosphere at high altitudes. This was an ideal situation for ship manufacturer Crusader, who now occupies the planet's floating platforms to build massive ships like the Starliner. So, like, the biggest ships come from here because there's no land, and it's just in the air, and then they move the ship out to somewhere else and finish it off, I guess. But, I mean, when this opens up for Stanton, I really can't wait, and hopefully by the end of the year, hopefully, I really do hope they do. So we'll come back to this, the moons and all that. Let's have a look at first the star of Stanton. This honestly is so beautiful, right? Oh, listen to it, man. Did you hear that? It's gone now. Oh, she was singing before, but now she's not. But this makes so much beautiful scenery, so much beautiful screenshots. Whenever you go to any planet, any moon in the Stanton system and you watch the sunrise, it is so magical. It honestly gives you the same feeling as when you're viewing a sunrise on Earth. Like, seriously. Go to any planet, any moon in the Stanton system when it's dark and just wait for that sun to rise, and you're like, oh my god, this is so beautiful. You're like witnessing the birth of life or something. It's honestly, it's beautiful. Especially when you combine it with friends. Like, Honestly, it's absolutely beautiful. So this is the place where we can go to, like where I've been going to in all my videos, all my streams that I've done. You can play as totally, you know, right now. And the first planet is the Hurston planet. And this planet has got, I mean, the Stanton system has got a lot more back history attached to it, a lot more what's called lore than any other place in the verse. And Hurston, man, it's like the Empire's toilet for Star Wars, you know, basically. The company that owns, because obviously everybody owns something, you know, and even though this is affiliated with the UEE, it's actually a company that owns the planet. From what I understand, they just been, well, let's see if it says it here. A wealth of ore and other resources are mined on Hurston to manufacture the company's line of munitions and weapons. They're supposed to say ammunitions. Heavy industry has resulted in severe pollution across the planet. So basically, yeah, the company that owns this planet, oh, it's got Lorville here as well. It's got a landing zone, which Lorville is the place you go to, and it basically is Blade Runner as you're going in, and it's got that massive Hurston building, that massive, you know, company building there. Hurston Dynamics, that's who owns it, and basically they've completely strip mined and tested and just ripped this planet to pieces, to the point where everybody who lives on here is pretty much like a slave to the industry, you know, like stormtroopers to the Empire. And it's a really, like, it's not a friendly place to visit in terms of the planet's, you know, itself. It's pretty warm compared to Earth, and it's full of raging winds. It's a bit like Mars in the fact that it has a lot of raging winds and dust storms, but the sunsets are beautiful, man. You go and look at the sunset, and it's just so gorgeous, man. One of the many company towns Hurston has established for its employees, Lorville is the only import landing zone on the planet. While the city overlooks some of the larger strip mining operations that are currently underway, it exists in the shadow of Central, the corporate headquarters for Hurston Dynamics. Welcome to Centro. Yeah, I mean, this is a very interesting place to visit. Probably one of my favorite. Its landscape is pretty diverse, pretty interesting. It looks a lot like Mars, to be fair, and it's got four moons attached to it. Let's have a look here. First one is Magoa. Is it? I don't even remember this one. I'll have to go back into this one. This moon was named after Hurston Dynamics CEO Magda. Yeah, Magda, I thought it was called. Stanton, who made the decision to purchase Stanton 1 from the UE. Magda is the mother of current CEO Colonel Gavin E. Stanton. So all the moons get a kid's reference, basically. The next one is Aberdeen. Aberdeen, man, you don't want to end up on Aberdeen. You know, this is where the naughty boys go. This moon was named after scientist Aberdeen Hurston, who was credited with designing the company's first antimatter warhead. And I believe the prison is on here, so if you do a bad deed or do something wrong, you're going to end up on Aberdeen, and you're in prison. And the prison is exactly like the prison from Guardians of the Galaxy. It looks like it, it acts like it. It is. I think it's a nod to it. It is kind of like you've got to try it at least once, and the only way to escape prison is 3 ways. One of 3 ways, but the only way you can get out, and it's kind of like a game within a game. So like, you can either mine your way out, which is you have to work, and you load off your mining, you know, materials, and it reduces your sentence, because you can get put in prison for anything for 10 minutes to 10 hours. Or even 3 days, you know, depending on the severity of your crime. And while you're in prison, you cannot go back into the verse. You're stuck in this world prison, this building, and you can't escape unless you mine your way out, or if you can find the secret escape route and tunnel your way through. And you get out somewhere and somebody's waiting, your buddies are waiting there for with a ship, and you hop on and take off, and you basically escape from prison. Of course, the third way is to literally just wait your sentence out, and if it's a 15-minute sentence, it's fine. But if it's a 3-day sentence, mate, you're really seriously thinking about either escaping or mining your way out. Mining is a bit of a ball ache, to be honest, but it's a legitimate way to get out legally. But when you get out, you're still treated a little bit differently, because you've got, like, you know, you've been to prison sort of look that the other MP players give you, you know, I feel anyway. Ariel is another moon that circles Hurston. This moon was named after the third CEO of Hurston Dynamics, Ariel Hurston, who was known for creating the controversial life labor style employee contract. They own your butt for life. I got a life debt to pay off with my life. Is that the same one? Ariel, yeah, that's the same one we did. This one, isn't it? Eta planetary moon. This moon was named after Eta Hurston, who died during the First Tavarian War, as a reminder of why the products Hurston Dynamics makes are so important. There's as I say, there's a whole lore system attached to this whole system here, and like, go check out YouTuber James Johnson. He has been going through the lore, but it's all been done in like written quotations or interviews or speeches, and it's really interesting. I think he's on to like episode 8 right now, and it really is interesting way. Like, there's been plenty of people who have done the lore series, right? Like, there's the guy Astrobot or whatever his name is, and he's done like a lore series, and a lot of other YouTubers have done lore series, but I've never seen anybody approach it in this way, and it makes for an interesting audiobook, you know. It gives you like pictorial sort of reference, and it basically charts through from the very beginning up until present day the whole back history of the verse, and it really is interesting. I'm really enjoying listening to that. But yeah, go check it out, James Johnson. I'll put a link actually after this is finished down below, so if you're watching the replay, the link is down below. Right, so that's the first planet in the Stanton system, Hurston, with its 4 moons. And the next one out is Crusader, which unfortunately we can't go in to have a look at like in the game, which is a bit of a bummer. But we can check out the moons here. Yella. Oh, this is a really interesting moon. This one is named after the oldest of the 3 siblings featured in the 25th century children's tale, A Gift for Baba. This moon has a water ice crust said to represent Yella's cool and calculating mannerisms. Yeah, man, it's like snow. Whenever you go into a moon, man, you've got to be careful. Like, coming into a moon, especially in 310, there is no resistance because there's no atmosphere, and so you really got to take it slowly, otherwise you plow straight into the moon and end up blowing up. The moons are really interesting for entry into. The planets in 310 though, for entries into, make it even more beautiful because you have that fire whole thing going on for you as you're bobbing it into it. The resistance of the atmosphere is hitting your spaceship and just creating like a fireball, and it's like you would have it, you know, on re-entry into Earth, and it looks pretty cool. I can't wait for 310 to go live for everybody. It is pretty cool. So Yella is a really interesting place to visit. It's got some interesting outposts and stuff. No, we want to go to that moon there. There we go. Selin. Selin is a place that I don't go to that often, and I do need to go and do like a little... one thing I'll be doing next week, by the way, is I'll be going through each planet and each moon that we can go to, and I'll be doing low flyovers of each planet and moon. So each video will have its own low flyover, and that'll be something that like a little playlist of vids that will be coming in the future. And I want to start that when 310 actually goes live, because the atmospheric flight dynamics will have changed from what we have now to what we have in like a couple of weeks time. So I might start the moon, because I don't think the flight dynamics will have changed that much, but definitely when 310 goes live, expect to see all that. Although actually I could start at any time because I've got the PTU. I can just go into the PTU and do it anytime. Named after the youngest of the 3 siblings featured in the 25th century children's tale, A Gift for Baba. Hey, have we already read this? This moon features 100 currently dormant volcanoes that are said to represent Selen's simmering anger. Oh right, the youngest. Okay, right, I see what we're saying. So yeah, Selen's an interesting place as well. Like, all the moons are really interesting and diverse. Like, there's not too much repetitiveness of moons in the Stanton system. They're all pretty much unique. I really do enjoy that. Daymar. Daymar's probably the one that I visit the most, because I'm a cargo hauler, and there's a couple of spots on Daymar which is just so rife with hauling cargo. Named after the middle brother of the 3 siblings featured in the 25th century children's tale, A Gift for Baba. This is the largest of the Crusaders' moons. Daymar's slightly eccentric orbit is said to represent his ease at getting lost in the story. But Daymar, yeah, if you're a, I tell you, there is a route going from Daymar to Port Olisar, which can give you, or which gives me, 60 grand a trip, right? 60 grand a trip, and the trips last 9 minutes long. Like, takes you 9 minutes to earn 60 grand every 9 minutes. 60 grand. I mean, you can earn $1 million within hours, you know? It's honestly, it's... I love it. This space station, what's this? Space station, which one's this called? Corvalax Hub Gundo. I don't know what this is. Formerly Corvalax's prime shipping hub for the system, Gundo suffered a catastrophic accident that resulted in an explosion and the deaths of the employees aboard the station. Corvalax has since moved their operations to Orison directly. I don't think I've ever visited this one. I mean, the space station's ripped apart by the looks of it, but yeah, I don't think I've ever this. I'm gonna have to go check that out, actually. That looks like a pretty cool place to go visit. Unless it's one of them crew places, I don't know. Check that out, man. Gundo. First news to me, man. Right, what's there's 2. There's a security outpost, Kara, and Port Olisar. And then you've got these stations here. Now these stations are literally like the places you can visit, but they're what's known as comrays, and they're here, let's go to one. They're basically you can go to them and land on them, but you'll probably find that there are naughty people hanging around there, because if you go there and disable the comray and you sort of hack the system, you can actually remove any crime stat that you have. You know, so if you enjoy the pirating side of this game, where you just go around killing people and stealing their stuff, then you'll get what's known as a crime stat fairly easy, and you know, you'll get arrested and put in prison. But the way around it is to go to these comrays, disable or hack the system, and it removes your crime stat, and then you can repeat and rinse and repeat, sorry, and do it again. And get away with it, basically. So it's a pretty fun thing that they've integrated, but it's super annoying if you're a cargo hauler and you suddenly are getting nuked by pirates. But it's part of the whole game, isn't it? So you got to put up with it, really. These communication stations are positioned around the area to help provide common coverage. And Port Olisar, which is the next place we go to, if I can navigate. It's a bit tricky, this. This is what it's like in the game as well when you're navigating your star map. It's all a bit freaky deaky. Right, Port Olisar. This is a place that everybody goes to frequently. This is basically the space station in space, just like the International Space Station. You go in, and honestly, there's numerous places you can go to. There's actually 2 locations to every port, so you got 2 landing platforms and 2 inside areas, and you can actually EVA, like basically do a running jump from one to another, and it's pretty fun and breathtaking when you do that. But inside there's plenty of shops, there's a rest up hotel where you can sleep and save your game, and also plenty of consoles where you can go in and sell your cargo to, or even buy cargo to haul to another location. It really is an interesting place. Located in the trade lanes above Crusader, Port Olisar offers a breathtaking view of the planet below. Owned and operated by Crusader Industries, Port Olisar acts as a gateway to the company's vast planetary holdings and orbital shipyards, and it's man-made. It is really interesting, but you do find that a lot of people either crash into it by accident and they become known as ram raiders, or intentionally, you know, try and attack people. It's got like what's known as an armistice area that is like a 360-degree bubble around it, and as soon as you enter, your weapons are disabled, so people tend to use their ships as weapons and start smashing into other players to try and destroy them. Like, I've had my ship destroyed and it's just been sitting on the pad, and I'm like, what happened there? The ports are really fun. I mean, this is basically Star Wars, guys. This is like, if you've ever wanted to play Star Wars, this is the game to do it in, because that's exactly what this is. It's like Star Wars. Security outpost of Keh, did it say? Oh. Brand new outpost built to house an extended Crusader security presence in the sector. It is expected to open and operating soon. I don't think I've ever been to this one. I don't think it's in the game, to be honest. I'll have to check it out, actually. I don't remember it. Unless it has and I've just forgotten. But that's Crusader, and you know, there's a lot of activity around Crusader, considering you can't actually go into Crusader yet, but that will be a feature coming in the next few months, I imagine, as soon as they work out the tech behind the gas giants. The next planet is Arcorp, and it has 2 moons. Arcorp basically is your Coruscant in Star Wars. Okay, this is basically a planet made out of cities, just a giant city planet. Okay, I mean, this, if you're a Star Wars fan, this is the game you want to play. Forget playing Star Wars games; they're not Star Warsy enough. That's the cap. They're not Star Warsy enough. This game is more Star Warsy than Star Wars games, I feel. Like, there's so much to see. Buildings cover a majority of the planet's surface. Well, they cover all of the surface as far as I'm aware, with residential areas relegated to the poles, while Arcorp's factories, business headquarters, financial and commercial districts are located in between. The area in here that you land at is called Area 18, and it's one of the first ones that they actually built for this game, so it's not as refined as the others, but it is pretty cool to look at, and it also again has a very Blade Runner-y look to it, but more of a rawness to it as well. And it is really interesting to go visit Arcorp and fly as low as you can before you get nuked by the there's like no fly zone, so if you go down low in any of the cities, suddenly your autopilot will take over and it will shoot you back up into the air, because you're not allowed to actually fly low over the city. They are getting rid of, I believe, that sort of mechanic of the autopilot taking over, and they're adjusting these no-fly zones, because I think it'd be pretty cool to fly low and to fly in between the cities. That would make for great videos, and I think it would attract people to come and play. You can't destroy anything over the cities or anything like that. They're not like where if you hit a building, that building will be gone forever. It's not like that. But you'll most likely just destroy your ship. But they do not currently allow you to fly at a certain altitude over any of the cities. As soon as you get down low enough, they kick you out and say, sorry, you know, not allowed. And it's I wish they would remove that, to be fair. I do like flying down low. around planets, and it's something that we'll be doing in the future. Voila! The moon surrounding our corp, Walla, the low density of Walla is particularly susceptible to tidal forces, which result in the moon being noticeably prolate. I haven't been to Walla that many times, to be fair. In fact, I don't go to our corp that many times. My cargo hauls only take me to our corp like once in a blue moon. It doesn't really take me there all the time. So, where's it gone? Our corp. So yeah, I don't really get to see it a lot. Lyra, although I do go to Lyra quite often. This icy moon features active Cairo geysers, giant, and Cairo volcanoes. Lyra, I can't remember what Lyra's. Yeah, well, it's okay. It's a nice place to visit. I wouldn't say it's like super thingy. But there you go. That's the 2 moons, and that's our corp. And the final destination for us today is Microtech with its 3 moons. Now, Microtech is basically the Star Killer base from Star Wars. It's just a giant snowball, you know. It doesn't have a death ray in it or anything like that, but it's a giant snowball-y planet full of Apple Microsoft technology. So Microtech sounds like Microsoft, but when you go inside, it all looks like Apple. You know, it all looks like Apple products and everything. It's kind of like a mesh of the two almost. A little nod. A terraforming error left this planet with an unnaturally dense cloud cover and a colder than average climate, making it an ideal location for owner Microtech to house its heat-sensitive computing and manufacturing centers. And it's got new Babbage. Oh, you know what? I never did go to Area 18 and click on that. Enclosed to protect the inhabitants against the freezing elements, New Babbage is a major social and economic trading hub on Microtech. Although it features Microtech's flagship store, the landing zone is a haven for smaller tech companies. Now, I have a rover vehicle, and there's another rover vehicle I want to get, but going on a rover vehicle on Microtech is so much fun. Honestly, there's like, this is half the beauty of this game. There's so many things you can do. You know, you've got your combat, you got these missions that you can accomplish. You can become a cargo hauler, deliver boxes like an Amazon delivery driver. You can do mining. You know, there's so many different little gameplay things to do, but one of the things that this allows you to do as well is like just go to a planet and either get into a vehicle or maybe just even walk and make up your own game. Like, get with a load of mates, go into a forest, and you could play like Call of Duty style games where you've got to nuke each other in the woods, and it's like you're not even playing the game, you're making your own game within this game. And like, one of the fun things is just driving the rover around, and honestly, it's like MotorStorm on the PS3 then. It's like a racing game. If you join up with a friend, you can race each other, and it's so many games in one. This is honestly the best, most awesome game I've ever experienced, and it looks so beautiful, and they're implementing so much stuff into it still that I just can't wait to see when it actually gets finished. You know, when it becomes Senior Star Citizen, I cannot wait to see what it's like then, because honestly, it's awesome now and it's quite glitchy and broken, but it's going to be brilliant when it's completely out and finished. It's so worth getting, guys. There's a code down below and a link. If you guys want this and you're right now, you're foaming at the mouth going, let me have it, right? There's a link down below with a code. Copy and paste my code, click the link, go to the RSI Robert Space Industries website, sign up with an account, right? Don't purchase it, just sign up with an account. It doesn't cost you anything to do this. Sign up with an account, use my code, and it'll give you 5,000 credits when you start the game. Now, you haven't purchased a single thing at all. It's absolutely free to register an account, okay? And then when you're ready to enter the verse, you'll go and you will sort of purchase a starter pack, which is, if you're in the UK, it's 48 quid it'll cost you. If you're in America, it'll cost you just under $60. And honestly, you'll have a ship, and you'll have like something like 5 to 10,000 credits to spend in the game, which, trust me, if you want a ship, you'll want those credits, you know, as many as you can, and you're in, and that's it, you're in, you know. And we're just about to launch into a new patch. We're just about to move into a new phase of this with better features, you know, better flight dynamics, better combat. We're on the cusp of moving into it, right, next week or a week after. And so use my code, honestly, grab it. It's this game, it's so much more, it's beautiful to, I mean, honestly, I'm so flabbergasted, right? It's so beautiful to play, just walking around and exploring and looking at stuff, but it gets even better when you're playing with your mates. Like when you've got your friends and you're all in the same ship and you're traveling around, and then you go and land somewhere and you just watch the sunrise, or you're messing about in vehicles, or just chatting, you know, total bollocks, whatever. It's so much fun. That's where the true fun of this game comes from. And you haven't even done any missions, you know, not even mentioning like the different types of missions you can do with your friends as well. Honestly, the things to explore, it's so good, honestly. A moon for Microtech, Eurotope, planetary moon named after the ancient Greek mouse of music, muse of music, sorry. What is it, mouse of music? You're sorry, but how do you even get the game? Mate, I've just said it. Oh, that's probably an old comment, but yeah. The link below, mate. The link below. The muse of music, to supposedly remind those gazing upon the moon from Microtech to be guided by the natural rhythm of the universe in their designs. In fact, you know what, mate? Let's here. Let me guys, I'm just gonna show you literally right now what to do. Okay? Let me come out of this. We'll do the final moon. I think we've got one moon left to do on R-Corp, which is, oh no, we did it. Oh, that's R-Corp. What am I saying R-Corp for? Hello, Microtech. Right, Calliope. In a second, I'm gonna literally show you step by step on what to do. Okay? You didn't understand? Don't worry, mate. I'm gonna step by step show you. Just let's finish these moons off. Calliope, another moon round Microtech named after the ancient Greek muse who inspires eloquence to supposedly remind those gazing upon the moon from Microtech to strive for pure expression of thought. You know, I don't think I've ever been to this moon very much. There's still places I've yet to actually explore in this game, and I've had it over a month, you know, and I've yet to explore some of the places in this game. It is huge. It is pretty huge. Right, this one, we've been there. And it's Clio. That's it, Clio. I've been to Clio a few times during missions. Named after the ancient Greek muse of history to supposedly remind those gazing upon... Man, it's the same blurb they're putting on everything. Right, well that's Clio. Clio's pretty cool. I will do a video on each of these moons and planets in the future. But let's back out of here. Let's completely back out. Right, so here is my video, right, of what you're watching right now. And if you scroll down right here where it says become a Star Citizen, what you want to do is you want to copy this code, right? Just copy, right click, copy, and click that link, right? When you click that link, it will take you to this page. Now in the top it says account, right? Click this button. You can't really, hang on, I'm in the way. Let's move me out of the way. Oh, you shift it, mate. Let's shift me out of the way. There we go. Right, so you want to click an account. Right now, obviously I already have one, so it's whatever, but it's going to say enlist now, right? So you click enlist now, and you basically, there's a place where you pop the code in here, referral code, add code, and you want to paste it in, right? Done. And then you basically create an account name, a call sign, whatever you want. You could be called Blood Money or something, you know, whatever, right? It don't matter. And then obviously you pop in your email, you pop in your birthday, a password, and then that's it. That's all you have to do to enlist, right? Now you'll be given an account when you do that, right? Let me log into my account. and I'll show you exactly. Just there is some security that I've added to my account to make it a lot more secure. Hang on. Obviously, you know, you got your standard password, but I've also got another feature added, which is a code which I have to type in every time I log in, and it's specific to the time I log in. The code is generated every time I try and log in, and that's really like an extra authentication in the thing. So when I go to account, I've got my account come up here, and in my hangar, these are the ships, or these are the things that I have available to me. A pistol and the ship that I got with my starter pack. Obviously with that, because I'm a subscriber as well, I have access to all this extra promo stuff. I have the magazines that come out every month, charting all the way back to when they first did it as well. Like this goes back to 2012 when they first started doing these, which I still haven't actually gone back and checked these out really. But I also have stuff like extra videos that I can watch, that I have access to, and wallpapers, and the vault, which are pictures of upcoming concept designs and stuff like that. You know, just stuff like that. So that's basically how you would sign up. So like, to create or register an account does not cost a single thing. If you use my code though, it will give you an extra oops, not that one. Where is it? An extra like 5,000. I can't remember where it is now. Hang on. Let me it gives you like an extra 5,000 credits to play with. I can't find out where it's got my... Oh, there it is. There it is. Right, so here, 20,000 credits I have for when the game launches. So, like, I can't spend that 20,000 right now, or at least I haven't, been told I can. But when the game launches, that will be in my account, and I will be able to then, Let me pop myself back up here. So it costs no money to register an account. Guys, go register an account now, and then when you're ready to actually get the game, you just go to the Fly Now, or click on the download, and it will then, you'll be able to purchase your starter pack, which is less than 50 quid, $60, but it gives you the entire verse, and you will have the game when it launches as well. But just remember, when you get this, guys, it's not a complete game. It's still in development, and it's still very much being developed. So there is a lot of things that are a little glitchy with it, and you're actually testing the game, by the way. You're not actually playing it. The great thing about what Chris Roberts has done is he's allowed people to play the game whilst they're making it, rather than make it in secret and focus development on stuff that actually gets that game out to the public as a finished product. They've said, you know what, give us a little bit of money and we'll let you play it as we make it. And that, I think, is pretty cool. It's a bit of a weird way to do an alpha product, an alpha game, but I don't mind. It's pretty cool. Like, you've signed up now with the 5,000 credits, mate. Welcome aboard. You still don't have a clue about the download. Okay, so I'll show you, mate. So now that you've signed up, all you've done is registered, right? That's all you've done. You haven't purchased the game. You haven't got anything. You just registered, right? So on the website, okay, when you've registered, clear that off. What's all this rubbish? Dunno. If you click this button here, it says Fly Now. Oh, well, you can't see it because I've covered my screen. There you go. If you click this button that says Fly Now, okay, it takes you to a screen where you can join the verse, join the universe. $45, okay, it's not actually that price at the end of the day. You get to choose. Now, it depends on what type of player you are. Are you a player who enjoys combat? If you are, get the Mustang Alpha. Okay, if you enjoy pew 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 type of combat gameplay, go for the Alpha, the Mustang Alpha. If actually you're more like man, well, let me select the next one. If you're more of a, you know, I don't actually enjoy that type of thing, you want to go for the Aurora, which for some reason, I want to bloody select it. Hang on a second, what's going on here? Man, the website's just like the game, a little bit buggy. There we go. That's better. So the Aurora pack, if you're more into exploration, if you're more into non-combat type of gameplays where you enjoy, you know, maybe doing deliveries, exploring the universe without confrontational combat, then go for the Aurora starter pack, because this has a large cargo area. Well, larger than the Mustang does, and you can do deliveries. You'll find it very hard to do deliveries in the Mustang, so you'll be literally going around doing the missions of combat. They're both the same price. It makes no difference which one you choose, but if you go to, say, select this pack and then scroll down, you'll also be given the choice, okay, of getting the Squadron 42 as well for less than half price of what it will ship out at. So this game's going to be $45 when it ships. You have a chance to get it for $20, right? To be honest, like I mean, this game is looks really good. It looks really fun. It's got a lot of A-list stars in it. It's got Mark Hamill in it. It's got Henry Cavill in it. It's got, you know, Gillian Anderson, Scully from X-Files in it. Loads of people. Andy Serkis. And if you don't choose it now, it'll cost you more than double later on when it does come out and you do decide you want to purchase it. So maybe it's like, might as well just get this just in case. Like, I didn't get it. I kind of wish I did, because it would have saved me 25 quid by doing it, but that's still in development, obviously. And then you literally just go in the checkout and you buy it, and that's it. You're done. You got your starter pack. You know, looks like I'm about to purchase both of these. Whoops. I mean, you can do. Now, another thing as well, which I didn't know about, and this is super important, Scoobius, right? You've got your starter pack here. You can actually choose different ships. Okay, you can actually choose. If I exit out of all of these, there is other ships that I can choose. So, oh, I think it was just there then. Pledge store, game packages, ships and upgrades. So game packages, if you go to there where it says pledge store, and you'll come to game packages, view all game packages. I was unaware of this. Now, at the time, I probably would have chosen a different startup pack, because the ships that you get here, right, are a lot different and a lot better than the, you know, the Freelancer is probably the best cargo running spaceship in the entire game. The Hornet is a good startup. The Cutlass Black is very popular with other people. The Anvil starter pack is better than the Aurora starter pack. The Avenger Stalker is really good. These ships are really good. Probably better than the Mustang. I'm not too sure, but you have these options here that I really didn't know about when I first bought into it. The Constellation Andromeda is a good ship, but obviously the price tag attached to it. And this one is a really good ship, but look at the cost of that, man. $1,320 to pledge to get that one.
Fuck's sake, you just become best friends. Yeah.
Boom.
Succubius Tunges has just boarded the plane.
Thank you so much, mate, for subscribing. I appreciate that, mate. Thank you so much. I also do, by the way, Succubius, did she say? Succubius. I also do flight simulation, mate. So there's a link in my Discord down below. If you join my Discord, you are a first-class passenger aboard my flights when I do flight simulation. And there is a way that you can become a cabin crew member and come up into Discord, and we can actually have a chat and have a talk during the flight. So hop into my Discord. The link is down below. And start your career in my Discord. for all the streams that I do in the future. Because like even with my Star Citizen, there's going to be a way that we can chat in the Discord whilst I play on a stream. So, but that's how you get the game packages. You go to Fly Now, you pick your package, and you're away. You know. I might in the future, like, you know, who knows, in the future I might even do some sort of giveaways for a starter pack. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, use the code in my description box and just sign up for free. Like, even if you don't intend to buy the game, mate, just sign up for free, because you then have that option, you know, and you've done it and it doesn't cost you anything. So anyway, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We've been to the Stanton system, we've seen the Pyro, we've seen Terra, and we've seen Magnus. We will continue exploring all those systems, exploring all those planets, you know, in future episodes, future live streams. Maybe make it a regular every Saturday morning exploration, maybe. So and on Tuesday I will be doing we'll be back on the world tour for Flight Simulation, taking off from the Grand Canyon and heading all the way to San Diego. All right. And then of course you got the Wednesday Star Citizen stream, Thursday and Friday and Saturday of next week. In fact, you guys, on Monday I've got a ship exploration coming up for Star Citizen, where I've started a series where I look into all the ships that are available, so you can actually walk around. I walk around each ship, and it's pretty cool. I'm on my second one, comes out this Monday, the Constellation Andromeda. Alright, so thanks for watching, guys, really appreciate it, and I shall see you guys next time. Take care.